Breaking news. The attacks on Gaza hospitals should be investigated for possible war crimes. Human Rights Watch has said that Israel's attacks on hospitals in Gaza should be investigated as war crimes. A grind to a halt in operations, according to the UN Agency for Palestinian Refugees, is expected if fuel is not allowed into Gaza by Wednesday. Tanks from Israel surround Gaza City's Al-Hilu hospital. More than 100 patients and medical staff were reportedly surrounded by Israeli tanks at Al-Hilu hospital in Gaza City, as reported by an Al Jazeera correspondent. The organization's head of administration requested that Israeli forces clear a path for evacuees. He explained that they had to use rainwater for sterilization due to the hospital's dire circumstances. The hospital is now exclusively housing expectant mothers due to a lack of fuel and water. Hospital authorities tell Al Jazeera a seventh Palestinian has been killed during Israeli raids in Tulkarm. The Israeli military deployed special forces, snipers, bulldozers, and drones during this chaotic night, increasing the death toll of Palestinians in the occupied West Bank to 195 since October 7. It appears the operations that began at 10 p.m. local time yesterday may be winding down for the time being, as reports indicate Israeli troops may be withdrawing from the city. Tulkarm was the target of the second major Israeli raid in as many weeks. Tents at United Nations shelters in southern Gaza are flooded after heavy rains. Those taking refuge in tents at United Nations schools in Rafah, South Gaza, are dealing with a new issue after recent downpours. Video verified by Al Jazeera shows rainwater filling up a tent, the belongings of its owner stacked high to keep them dry. One man at a United Nations relief center said that people are already going without food, water, electricity, and other necessities, and that immediate action is needed. He warned that the winter's chill and lack of food would kill his generation's youth if they didn't do so in battle. He sobbed, "We are tired and not helped enough," and blamed the Arab world for Egypt's inability to open the crossings. Israeli military claims to have destroyed a suspicious target near a coastal town. The military claims an interception was made near Acre, but gives no further context. We'll keep you updated on this story as new information becomes available. More people killed and hurt. Israel launches a strike in the southern Gaza Strip safe zone. From Khan Yunis in southern Gaza, here's Hani Mahmoud with the latest news. 2 people have been killed and a number of injured have been taken to Nasser Hospital in the past hour. 2 separate airstrikes west of Khan Yunis caused these casualties. The initial structure was meant for living in. Telecommunications equipment and the upper floors were both destroyed. There is no longer any cell phone coverage in the area. Apparently, a woman has been murdered. In the second airstrike, a house was completely leveled. People were buried alive and others were brought to the hospital with injuries. It takes a long time to pull them out due to a lack of proper machinery, so we don't know if they'll make it. Earlier, Israeli forces attacked eastern Khan Yunis, resulting in the deaths of 10 civilians. Over the past few days, the city has been repeatedly attacked, shattering the myth that it is a secure location. A UN report claims that street fighting in Gaza City is making it impossible for rescuers to reach people who have called for help after being buried by rubble caused by Israeli airstrikes. According to the Palestinian Red Cross and the United Nations Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs, many people who are unable to leave their homes and who require ambulances for the wounded wait in vain for help. Hundreds of desperate people have called the Red Cross's emergency hotlines. The hospitals are surrounded by intense fighting, and the lack of fuel for the ambulances prevents rescue teams from getting there.